I'm Ann.
And I'm Monica. And the Oscar for Best Movie Podcast, goes to The Flick Chicks.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Do you have any words you'd like to say, Ann?
I'd like to say to all the haters.
Oh, we have haters?
Yeah.
Are we that famous? I feel like once you have haters, that's how you know you're famous. But anyway.
Exactly. Nah, we don't really have haters.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
I'd like to thank, I don't know. Maybe we'll forget to thank our wives or something, and then
our wives?
make a movie, and then make a movie about it, subtweeting the entire scenario. You know, I'm talking about Sam Levinson. If you guys didn't get that, but did you know that happened to him?
Wait, that sounds really familiar, but yeah, Malcolm and Marie.
Malcolm and Marie was just.
I was like, where have I know that? I'm like, where have I heard that?
Yeah,
before? Okay, that's what it is.
Literally,
the whole movie is just because he forgot to thank her.
And I'm like, bruh. And now that I've like known more about him, I'm like, this man really don't make stories about not him. Like literally.
Yeah.
He's not even nominated. Why am I talking about him? Sorry.
We're not talking about Sam Levinson today. No, today, if you couldn't already tell, obviously, by the title, we are going to be talking about this year's Oscar-nominated films because the Oscars are coming up soon. I don't know the date.
Yeah, March 27th.
Which
is, yeah.
Well, by the time you'll be listening to it, it'll be not this Sunday, next Sunday.
Yes, a week away.
So, about a week-ish away. And yeah, actually this is a very important piece of Flick Chicks history because our very first pilot episode that nobody has ever heard before, that we recorded was about the 2020 Oscars.
Yeah, recorded is said loosely because I think half of it got cut.
I think the audio was so bad you could barely hear what we're saying.
Yeah.
But this is our secret hidden episode that we never recorded. Like our first post episode was the To All the Boys I Loved Before 2.
Yes.
Roasting movies by the fire. But our actual first episode was talking about the 2020 Oscars. We discussed all the nominees, which movies we'd seen, etc.
Yes.
And then we recorded it and everything. Our setup was very dingy
rough.
or whatever. What's the word I'm looking for?
Rough.
You know what I mean? Janky, that's the word I'm looking for. Janky setup. So we never ended up posting it because the audio was so bad.
Dusty.
Worse than our first episode because our first episode is up. You can listen to it. It's worse than that.
Yeah, so that's scary, guys.
So this is an interesting little callback. We finally get to do a proper episode on the Oscars.
How far we've come, guys. You know?
Exactly. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be mostly talking about the Best Picture nominees because we don't have time to be watching all the other movies.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
But also just talking about our predictions and some of the awards and things like that.
Exactly. All right. Do you want to get right into it?
Yeah. So honestly, I would say this right now. My goal with this was to watch all of the Best Picture nominees because I never really got to do that. I tried to do that in 2020, but there was a few I didn't get to. And this year I had the time. So I was like, I'm going to watch all the Best Picture nominees. And then, life came up. So I didn't have time to watch all of them. I actually only ended up watching out of, I think there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 10 of them. I've only watched 3.5.
But you know what? I've also
watched
watched 3, I think, just 3. So that
but I think we've seen different ones. So that at least we're
different ones.
Some of them we watched are different. So we kind of can cover most of our bases here.
Yeah.
And I've seen some other movies that are nominated for other awards too. So
it'll yeah, come on now.
At least I can tell you, at least I know of each of the movies. I've looked them up of what they're about, who's in them.
Yes, and we'll do a little log line for the couple stuff. So you guys will also.
Okay, so I guess I will just list all the Best Picture nominees this year.
Yes,
and then we'll jump right into which ones we've seen and we'll talk about them. So this year for the 2022 Oscars Academy Awards, the nominees for Best Picture are it's so dramatic. I'm sorry.
Drum roll, please.
Belfast.
Whoa.
Which is a movie about Ireland, essentially. Northern Ireland. I'm sorry. That's a very important distinction. Northern Ireland. We have Coda, a movie about a deaf family with a daughter who is hearing. We have Don't Look Up, which you've probably heard of because it's the only one of these that's on Netflix.
Which is a big
apocalypse deal. The apocalyptic Leonardo DiCaprio movie
satirical
that had very bad reviews and somehow still got nominated. We have Drive My Car, a 3-hour long Japanese drama film about, I'm assuming, driving a car. I actually don't know too much about this one, unfortunately. We have Dune, another 2.5-hour long movie, which is just Timothée Chalamet staring into space for half the movie,
driving in the sand, if you want to call it that.
And sand, just sand.
Spice.
We have King Richard, which is the designated biopic this year. There's always a biopic. It's about Serena Williams and Venus Williams' father and their family and stuff like that. We have Licorice Pizza, a very controversial little quote unquote coming of age.
See, I've heard about that, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that one later. We have Nightmare Alley, which is a psychological thriller that nobody expected to get nominated because barely anyone even watched it.
Yeah,
we
I don't
have
know what this is.
The Power of the Dog, which is, I would say, not the crowd favorite, but the favorite to win, which is a Benedict Cumberbatch Western movie. Again, the designated Western movie that everyone does, I guess. And then we have West Side Story, obviously the adaptation of the musical.
Yes.
And yeah, those are the Best Picture nominees.
Yeah.
We got 10 of them. It's a pretty big category. I think they expanded it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think also with the nature of COVID, less movies being made, they're probably like, okay, we gotta come collect what we can, because the release dates usually around Oscars is like bam, bam, bam. Like people are trying to get in there as they can. These movies, like, they're like, we came in when we could. Like,
exactly. I think, like, I don't know, maybe this is like gonna inspire like future Oscar years where like the idea of like, oh, Oscar bait movies being released between like, I think it's usually like September-ish, like between September and November. I think that's gonna be like dropped, because all of these movies were released like very spread apart.
For sure.
And on different platforms too. So like, I think going forward, that might not be as big of a deal anymore.
I agree.
Especially since, like, for example, in 2020, like, I don't know. First of all, I didn't watch last year's Oscars. I was like not paying attention at all, so I just remember the one before.
2021, I don't even remember.
No, but I'm talking in 2020, for example, the Best Picture winner, Parasite, was released in like June. Like, it was like super early, and it had a very like slow release. Like, it was released in like Korea in June, and then like, or the festivals in like May, June, and then it didn't have a release in like the US until like September, but people had already seen it, so it was like, I think it's gonna be different now.
Well, yeah, I think so too, and I like that. I don't
like when all of them are released at the same time. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't even like the idea of themed releases. I know they do that for reasons. Like, I understand summer blockbusters and like Valentine's Day, but like other than that, I'm kind of like, release it whenever, guys.
Yeah, it's really whenever. If it's a good movie, people will remember. So.
Yeah. Anyways,
so Anne, do you want to talk about some of the ones you've seen?
Yes. There are not many, all right?
Exactly. we slacked a little bit, but it's okay.
Yes. I have seen, for reference, Dune, King Richard, West Side Story. The list ends there, okay?
So I've seen Coda. I've seen Don't Look Up, most of it. I kind of took a nap halfway through, like, for a little bit of it, but I've seen what I needed to see. I watched West Side Story as well. I watched the first half of The Power of the Dog, and I watched Dune as well.
Okay. So
the only ones we're missing here are Nightmare Alley, Licorice Pizza, and Belfast. And Drive My Car.
Okay. That's not bad, though.
No, not too bad, actually. We
didn't really, no offense, we didn't put that much effort in this.
No, like, considering how much effort we put, that's what I'm saying. Consider the effort we put, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because we could have, I definitely could have watched more, and I was planning on it, but.
Yeah, and I could have watched at least one more. Like, I could have covered something.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say, if one of them really stood out to me, I would have watched it.
And that's on that period. The ones I watched are the ones I cared to watch.
I think I watched the ones that I would have ended up liking in the first. Except I would have probably wanted to watch King Richard too. But
yeah, I think you. Well, I'll talk about it. But I think you would like that movie in general as like a movie. Yeah, but I feel like honestly, I probably would have watched, if I was trying. I would have watched Licorice Pizza because of all the stuff I'm hearing about it.
I was curious about that one, but that I just like.
But I don't know too much. Like, I'd hear the controversy and I'd like watch it to see, and then probably not finish it from what I'm guessing, what I'm gauging from what people are saying. But I feel like that's the only other movie I would have watched if I was like trying. Yeah. Or or half of Don't Look Up like you. So
yeah.
Do we want to talk about the movie we've both watched, which is Dune
and
West Side Story?
Yeah, for sure. So what did you think of Dune?
I thought it was so cute again that they used Zendaya for promotion, but then they're like
Zendaya's like barely in the movie.
5 minutes. But you know what's funny? It's like it wouldn't even matter if it didn't happen the second time. Like if this was the first time they did it and like she had been in Spider-Man Homecoming like a lot, I think nobody would say anything. Like it would be, they would just be like, oh, I guess it's a strategy because this book is like many of the series and like people wouldn't really bat an eye as much. But because it's like the second time with the same actress, they're like,
like again, like I see what you mean.
Yeah. So, but in terms of the movie itself, this is not going to be a serious review, guys. First of all, I think Paul is a silly name for a futuristic guy. What is
so
that?
True. Like it's like it's set like in the far future. Oh, who's the main character's name? Paul.
Paul
Bob.
Blart, the mall cop, is what you're saying to me? Yeah.
Well, like I'm pretty sure, and his mom, his name is Jessica. Like what?
Yes. I was like, why did y'all pick these? Hello.
But then everyone else has like crazy names. Like
that's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Everybody else had the memo, and then y'all were just like, and it's not even like, I'm so sorry to the Pauls and Jessica of the world. That is not even like a royal name to me. Like it's like
no, it's
if
really
you picked like you could pick a very like regular, I guess English or whatever you want to call it kind of name, Anglo-Saxon, whatever you call it. But there are really cool names you could have picked, like. Like, even if his mom's name was Naomi, like, I'd be like, oh, okay. That's, I don't know. That sounds like
it's
somebody.
It's a nice name. Yeah. No, but I'm just, like, looking at some of the other character names, and it's literally, like, Gurney Halleck, Vladimir Harkonnen, Glosu Rabban, like, you know, like, Thufir Hawat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, interesting, like, different names for, like, and then who was the main character? Paul, Jessica, and Leto.
So, yeah. And I know Jessica picked Paul as a name because you know
clearly
she was like,
I gotta give my son a basic ass name too.
Yeah, just like mine. Okay, but now actually getting serious into the movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of people. I think the biggest talk of the movie, like its biggest selling point, is the cinematography / costume design / like the whole. The look of it. Like it's a pretty movie. It's very pretty.
I was gonna say it's very much like. Pretty movie, but like no plot, like no plot, just vibes type of
like movie. The thing that made me the most just vibes. That's literally that's the best description. What made me
my favorite way to describe movies now. Like there's a specific category of movies that's like no plot, just vibes.
Yeah,
this falls under.
The thing that like pissed me off the most, at least about the movie, which is like I guess it's like okay, fine, that'll probably make me watch the second movie, but I cared the most about the people. Like, sorry, I don't know what their names are. Like Zendaya's peoples. Like the people who...
what are they called?
Like they got colonized basically, okay?
Yeah.
And I was like...
The Fremen.
Okay? Yeah. And they literally opened the story talking about how the Fremen were colonized and like how they took over, but then they like how they still try to survive, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I'm actually intrigued. And then we're not going to meet the Fremen until 5 minutes at the end. Like, y'all funny for that.
Like, they did that on purpose, and it's like, I don't know if it worked, in my opinion. Like, I found, in general, I mean, this is just, I don't want to interject into your review, but I just found it kind of boring. I was, like, really expecting more. I was excited, and it just, like, kind of fell flat for me. I was literally, like, I was kind of, like, forcing myself to keep watching, because I was like, this is kind of boring. I don't know. Like, and I like dystopian, futuristic things, but I was like, meh.
Yeah. And I watched it in theaters, so I was more forced to be.
Oh, I didn't watch it in theaters, so it was even worse for me because I couldn't even watch it in like IMAX, but I was watching on my phone. Yeah, like, clearly this is not gonna happen.
that would be terrible. I could not do that.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I know people are gonna disagree because the people who read the books are saying like this is actually very well done.
I actually read the first like 100 pages of the book.
Oh, you did?
But the book is like so hard to read. It's like
exactly
it's so long and boring. It's even worse than the movie.
That's what people were saying. They're like people who read the books. This is very well adapted from the book.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
definitely kept the boring aspect of the books. I'll tell you that.
So I was like, oh, it's called a movie though. So snip, snip, my friend. Snip, snip. A lot of things could have been, like, visually, it is stunning. And there's a lot of cool scenes. Should have happened faster. Should have happened earlier. Should have been bam, bam, bam.
Like, it could have been like a Mad Max Fury Road type of deal. You know what I mean? Have you watched Mad Max?
No,
Fury
girl.
Road?
No,
well, it's like it's one of those movies that's also set in like the desert and dystopian times.
I've seen the trailers and I understand
your like heart is pumping the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be that crazy, but you could do a little something.
Yeah,
you know?
like Homegirl. Okay, this is me. This is people. Some people are gonna be upset. Inciting I'm trying to think, like, they should have moved everything like forward. Like the inciting incident didn't happen until where the middle should have been.
I think if it was like a very popular book, like I get it was very popular. The book series is from like the 60s, and like I know it's a very like iconic series, but I think if it was like if a lot of people had read the books, like, you know what I mean? Like if it was like a very, very popular book, like a classic, like honestly, I never heard of the book before the movie.
Me neither.
Like I think I might have heard it once, but it's not like, it's not like on a Hunger Games type of level, you know what I mean? Where like everyone and their mom was reading the books. Then I would understand like the slow start, because then to
be fair though, was it that popular back in the 60s? I don't know.
I don't know either, but because it's like been a while. Like we're talking like 60s. This is like
60s is been a while, but it could have been the Hunger Games of the 60s. But
true.
Hello.
But then it's been a while now.
2022.
So you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to say. So like if lately people have been like reading the books, and like the books are like if it's like a Great Gatsby type of deal where it's like it's an old book but like everyone's read it, everyone knows what the book's about type of thing, then I'd be like, sure, you can do that with the movie because everyone knows what's coming next, or like, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's that. So now you're just like, you're making a movie that just is kind of like a little boring, assuming that everyone's read the book, when it's like, nah, and your book is really like super long and boring and difficult to read, and it doesn't really work out for me. I feel like it should have been more like inspired by versus
trying to stick accurate. But I'm surprised how quickly, it's been like receptively, that's not the word, how people have been pretty receptive to the movie. Like this, like you would think by how people are talking about it that many of these people have read the book. Like they're really giving me that vibe. Like I'm like, oh, y'all really, like, I thought it was fine. Okay.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, like I was like, yeah, I was expecting to love it, but I didn't. So I was like,
it was like, I said it, and the reason I think it's fine is because I care enough to probably watch the other one, because I still care about them Freeman, okay, people. But honestly, without that, I would have been like trash. But because I care for some reason about this tribe or whatever,
and it's an interesting concept.
Yes.
And like a dystopian thing to explore, like colonization and stuff like that, especially since the book came out a long time ago. So
I thought it was, I think it's the concept that makes me go like, this is an interesting story,
right?
But don't lose me. It gives me like, it's very similar to me as like my feelings about Divergent, like the film. I'll say, like the concept, I've read the books obviously, but the concept of Divergent, awesome, like really cool. Like you're like, this is really nice. And the first movie it did whatever, but
it did what it needed to do.
Yes, but then you continue on, and I felt like this in the books too, not just the movies, that the author kind of lost sight of, or the let's say fumbled the bag to me when it came to the concept, and I don't want that to be that. Like I'm hoping that's not that with this Dune stuff, so we'll see. But
it's anyways
okay.
We'll move on. We don't want to spend too much time. No, we could do a whole episode on all these movies, but
I know
we're trying to
go through
awards. So and then the next one that we both watched was West Side Story. I'm excited to you speak first. I don't know how you feel about this movie. I watched this one in theaters. I don't know if you did you?
No, I watched it on Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah, so I watched it in theaters. I was like, I don't know if I was excited. West Side Story is not my favorite movie musical, like, or musical in general. Like,
yes,
obviously there's some iconic songs and stuff like that, but I find like the story to be like, it's like whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I was, I was interested, even though I like Ansel Elgort irritates me.
Oh yeah.
Even though I used to really like him, and then just like, I'm not gonna get into details, but just some things that have like come out about him. I'm just like,
I did hear a few things. It was weird, but I don't know too much. So yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, he has some sexual assault allegations against him. So I'm like, I don't know about that. But in general, when like even before, I used to like him, but I've heard him sing, so I was very concerned that he was gonna be in this movie because I don't like his singing voice, and I was right, because if there was one thing that really turned me off in this movie was Ansel Elgort. Like, I'm so sorry to this man, but he ruined it for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every scene that he was not in, I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I loved the Jets, like the white dudes, you know what I mean? Like
the Italians.
The guy who played the guy who played the Jet, I don't know,
the main guy, like his best friend. The main
Jet guy, his best friend. Yeah. Excellent role. He should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He did an amazing job. And like that, some of the musical numbers were really good. We'll talk about this a little later when we talk about like the acting nominations. But Ariana DeBose was like the star of this movie for me. Like, she played Anita,
which is the sister. Yeah, she was so good.
She was amazing. So that was really good. And I think Rachel Ziegler did a decent job. I wasn't like totally in love with her, but I was like, she did a good job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Ansel Elgort, I was like, no. And then they also made some changes to some of the songs that pissed me off. Like, one of my favorite songs
interesting.
from the musical is Cool. Like, I forget, how does it go? Boy, I can't really sing, but Stay Cool, Boy, that one. That one is supposed to be sung by the Jets dude, like the one that I like. But they changed it in the movie to make Ansel Elgort sing it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, they really ruined the song that I like by making it an Ansel Elgort song. And I was so angry because I was literally waiting the whole movie for that song to come on because I was so excited. And they gave it to Ansel Elgort. And I was like, wow, thanks.
Interesting.
But overall, I thought it's okay. I was not in love with it, I'll be honest. Yeah.
I liked it. I'll say I liked it. I thought, like, I was not really familiar with West Side Story like that. Like, I'm probably like the least knowledgeable, but it was exciting for me, at least because I didn't know how many songs I knew, like, in passing. Like, I was like, oh, this is from this? Like, I kind of like...
there's a lot of songs on there that you probably, if you've never watched West Side Story, you still heard them, and you probably didn't know it came from West Side
exactly.
Story.
Like, the America song, I was like, what? No way! America. Anyways.
I feel pretty.
Yes, that was a big one, but I knew about that one. I didn't know about Maria either. Because you know what? Musicals... be loving Maria's because Sound of Music is Maria. So if anything, I probably would have been like, oh, it's probably from there. Like, I wasn't thinking.
It's a very iconic musical,
right? So I was like, I do know a lot of these songs, so that was exciting. I thought the visuals were really cool. Like, I did love and I agree with you,
like,
America
filter they had on it. Every time they were in the streets, there was like this weird like filter. It was almost black and white, but like with like color still, like, I don't know, I think the saturation was like really low, I think, or something like that. I really like that. It looked
beautiful.
Really cool.
I thought the costumes were so, like, I don't know, I just like the way they made them use their especially like the Puerto Rican gang, I guess. A lot of the women were playing with their skirts and they made it pretty. I don't know, I just thought it was really nice. I agree with you for supporting actress. Homegirl, take it. Ariana DeBose, is that her name? Yeah, take it home, because if she doesn't, it was also it's rigged. But also, I ended up, after finishing the musical, I read the synopsis of like the actual musical, just to like kind of see how much. And it was pretty accurate. And
it is very accurate.
And I will agree with you that it's probably not ever going to be my favorite musical, because like just the storyline itself isn't my favorite. Like, I'm not like...
Because it's like, it's a Romeo and Juliet adaptation, or what is it called? Like, it's
retelling.
Retelling, yeah. So it's always going to be kind of like... It's going to... Like, the story itself is cheesy, I guess, because it's like it's Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean? You can't really deviate from that.
You can't deviate from that, but also I feel like it was just, I don't know. I feel like, because I'm pretty sure in Romeo and Juliet, like as in Shakespeare, it's like Romeo's uncle dies or something. And like he kills, who does he kill? Some other guy, whatever.
I think I don't even remember at this point.
But it was like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't as important as like her brother. And to me, this was like a lot. Like I was like, oh no, not her brother.
No, her brother, Juliet's brother does die in the.
Does he?
Yeah.
He kills him?
Yes. That's why he has to run away.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Okay.
And then like Romeo's best friend dies. Like
his best friend.
Mercutio, whatever his name is.
Oh.
Dies. And then they in retaliation they go and kill the brother. That's why he has to run away. So then they run away together.
Okay, I knew he killed someone. I didn't think it was the brother. Okay, well then I have an issue with Romeo and Juliet. I can't say much. Yeah. I think that's a little too much. Like not your brother. Like that's a lot. So it was a lot. That's just a lot for me. But I agree. Yeah, that's not a problem with the movie itself. I think that's just like the way. Or I guess technically yes, but I agree. It's not my favorite musical. I thought I Feel Pretty, America, both of those, great. I actually like the song with the guys. I agree with you. They did really well. I like the song with the guys in the police
station.
Yes, that was so
the best
good.
Scene in the whole movie. I think.
That was so
like
good.
I was thoroughly enjoying myself during
musical that was so really good. And like all the reasons that like you, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was narratively great.
If I were to go and rewatch like any scene from the movie, I'd go and rewatch like the police station scene.
And I like the I don't know, it was really good. So that was really good. I definitely think it was fun. That's it. I think that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I just thought it was all right. Like I said, I think like if Ansel Elgort was not in it, like if it was somebody different, I probably would have liked it a lot better. Because I just don't like his singing voice. Like he just threw me off every time he was in it. You know what I
think his singing voice is a little old timey for me. I think that's what that is. Like it's giving me too much like.
I don't know. Like I feel like if they got someone who was like I don't know. I can't think of many examples, but like. Who just like had a really good voice. Like he did musicals before, like I guess in school, and he had like a very brief singing career. Not saying it was good or anything, but you know what I mean. Okay. But I think like if they had gotten a really strong singer for him, for like the role of Tony, I think it probably could have been a lot better for me at least.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. I agree. I feel like there's I don't know any people, but I feel like there's some stunners out there, and I think that's a pet peeve of you and mine's anyways, where they favor casting like famous people versus talent, especially with musicals, because I'm like, that's kind of the whole point, guys. Right. Okay? Get it right. Anyways.
So let's move on. So we have a few others that we've each seen individually. So I guess
we'll
we can
give like a quick.
Yeah, I guess we'll just say how we felt about him. So you can start. You've seen just
King Richard. Right? Yeah. So I'll just talk about that. I thought it was really well done. I really liked all the tennis shots. I think they did like really visually like really nice. Like there's this scene. It's not a spoiler, but there's a scene where the actress who plays Venus Williams is like bouncing the ball on the floor before like serving it up to hit it, and they like her age changes, if that makes sense. Like she grows older, so it's like cool. Her when she's older slamming it. I just visually I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I just felt like the movie wasn't slow. Like that's
really okay. So that was the only thing that was kind of putting me off watching it, because I feel like biopics are usually like kind of slow or like just not that exciting.
Not even a moment where you're like not even a single moment. And you trust me, I am the type to be like, I'm bored. But
I'm very bored. If I get bored, I will turn it off. Like that's me. Like I will I will not persist through a movie if it's boring.
No, I think it's like it's one of those movies to me for sure that when it comes on, if it came on like YTV and like when I was younger or whatever, I would find myself sitting down every time to finish it. I actually think it's like one of those, because my mom was watching it after. She couldn't watch it with me, and I like literally sat in the kitchen, mask on, being like, well, let me just watch the end.
You just watch a minute or whatever.
Yeah, watch the end. So I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was really good. I don't have anything else to say. Really good.
That's and like the
Will
only
Smith
one that I would have watched.
Did a good job. Honestly, dare I say, one of my favorite Will Smith movies, and he's been in pretty bad ones, so it's not that bad. Okay. It's not that hard. But I would say Pursuit of Happiness, number one for me. Right. And then King Richard comes after. But I think King Richard is faster paced than Pursuit of Happiness. So like if you're really not like a drama person or biopic, I think this is a good movie for you because I don't think you'll get bored like that.
I will definitely check it out. So do you think Will Smith, because Will Smith is also nominated for Best Actor for his performance. So how do you feel about that?
Interesting. Well, I say, like, I don't think it's not unearned because I think it was really well done. I just can't say that. I haven't watched all the other ones, so I really can't say too much about that. But I do think he deserves to be nominated. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. I've seen 2 of the other ones, so we'll talk about that next after we finish the Best Pictures. But yeah, I'll go really quick. So I'll start with the Don't Look Up and Power of the Dog because those are the ones I didn't finish. But technically, like, what happened with Don't Look Up, I watched like the first like 45 minutes and then I forgot what I was doing, but my parents were watching it, so I left, did something for like 40 minutes and then came back and then caught the end, like the last like 30 minutes or whatever. So I think I missed like the middle chunk, but I do like I read the synopsis, so I do know what happens in it. It was kind of like a dumpster fire a little bit. Like, I think it's not bad. Like, I didn't think it was as bad as people think it was. But it was like also just like not serious. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just like not serious. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's also like a comedy. It's supposed to be like a satirical comedy type of thing, which isn't usually what they nominate, I guess, for Best Picture.
No.
So that's why it's kind of like the ugly duckling of the bunch, I guess. Also, like, the reviews are really bad for it. It's like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
So people are like very shocked that it got nominated. They basically just shoved a bunch of celebrities in there at the same time.
That I definitely saw. I was like, they're in it? What?
Like, I get the messaging, I guess. Like, the whole movie is like an allegory for climate change, I guess. Like, if you don't know what it's about, really quick, it's like about, there's like, they discover that a comet is about to hit Earth and like wipe out civilization. So these 2 scientists are trying to like convince the world that this comet is coming and that they should like do something about it, and nobody wants to take it seriously. It's like I feel like that's very accurate to what would happen, because there's like, it kind of splits into 2 people who think that we should care about the comet and people who think no, like we should just live our lives or whatever, which is basically what is like the reality for every like big emergency crisis thing, like with climate change or even with like war, like politics and war and stuff like that. So it makes a lot of sense, but it's kind of like, you know, like I said, the best thing I could use to describe it is like a dumpster fire a little bit. Like, it's not serious. Like, trust me, if you're looking for like a very like, you watch this and you wouldn't think, oh, this is like an Oscar movie. Like, it's just like, it's like a satirical, like, it's like a, But
interesting.
It was like, it wasn't boring, at least. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was kind of just like, it was whatever. Okay, yeah. And then for The Power of the Dog, this is like the favorite to win Best Picture. So this is like, I was like really, like, I really wanted to watch it. I'm like, I at least want to watch it because if it wins, at least I could say like, oh yeah, okay, it's deserved. I watched like the first like 30 minutes and then I got bored. It was like, it's also like, it's like a Western, but not like an action Western. It's like a drama Western.
Okay.
But I don't know how I feel about Benedict Cumberbatch doing this. I feel like this is like such a nitpicky thing, but I think he could have improved on his southern accent. It just sounded like Doctor Strange to me. Like his American accent, I think, is just the same for all of his roles. So it just kind of sounded like that to me. I don't know. It was kind of, I nothing stood out. I had no desire to like keep watching it after. So I guess we'll see. I also read the synopsis for it and like, I was like, okay, I guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go and look at it again, but it was nothing special to me. I'm so sorry.
Interesting.
And then, okay, so the only other one out of these that I watched fully was Coda. I loved Coda. It was so good. I think it's like the one that people aren't really like talking about, I guess, or like, I don't know, because it came out on Apple TV Plus, which is like such a random platform. So I had to like because the problem is I tried to like watch it illegally and it wasn't giving me subtitles for like the sign language on the website, so I had to like get an Apple TV Plus like 7-day trial so I could watch it because I wanted to know, because obviously this movie is told in both sign language and English, so it's like both of those, like whatever, like a lot of the movie takes place like speaking in sign language because her family, it's like about a girl who her whole family is deaf but she is hearing, so yeah, it's like her like kind of struggling because like her family kind of depends on her to run their business, like she has to be there all the time to like do translating, and then the whole thing of the story is that she discovers a love for singing. But obviously because her family's deaf, they're like, why would you do that? Like they don't see the point because like they can't hear it, so it's like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how the story goes. So it's like a coming of age story. It's really cute. It's so good. Like it's really, really good. Like it's just like a straight up like drama, I guess. Like kind of there's a bit of romance in it. I think you would really like it.
Interesting.
It's really good. It's like very wholesome.
Sounds cool.
Very cute. Like, do I think it'll win Best Picture? Probably not, because it's like just not as like big and like
that doesn't sound sad enough to win.
Yeah, but I think it's just like a good movie in general. Like, I just think it's really cute, and it's like an interesting story to tell. Like, you don't really hear stories about like deaf people in general, or like families with disabilities and things like that. So children, and how they navigate like the world and that kind of thing. So it was really good. I really recommend it if you haven't watched it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it got nominated then. I feel like that's already a big feat, like especially being on not so much of a mainstream platform too. Like,
exactly. No, I think it's really good. So if you're looking for like a nice like wholesome like family, like I had like little like tears at the end, like, you know what I mean? Aww. Like, it's like just like a nice like family movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys. There are our
those are the ones we've watched. Obviously, we missed Belfast. I just know this is about the war in Northern Ireland. Okay. Honestly,
always a war movie, usually. When
it's like that. It wasn't really like it's like a conflict or whatever that happened in Northern Ireland. I only know of that conflict because I love the show Dairy Girls, and I feel like I would rather watch that because it's funnier. And I don't know. I don't know much about that movie. I heard it's good, but it's also in black and white, so artsy.
Yeah, and then Licorice Pizza is the other one we haven't watched too, or haven't talked about. But
it's like a coming of age movie, which includes a romance between a 15-year-old boy and a 25-year-old girl.
Yes, that's what I heard.
That's like the big controversy, and like I don't know, everyone's divided between like, oh, it's just a movie, it doesn't really matter, blah blah blah, and then the other side being like, but why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would that?
Because
like,
some people
make them friends if they
I would say that the biggest issue people have is the way the movie frames it, and it as in it's not wrong.
Like obviously it's framed as like a cute like little at the end. Oh, cute, they get together in the end. No. Yeah. What? Like, I'm the type of person where it's like I would watch that and I'd be like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you want it to be like a unlikely friendship between a 15-year-old boy and the 25-year-old girl, and he like learns stuff from her, and in the end they're like, you know, buddies. Like, okay, that's fine.
I wouldn't even think it's wrong for the guy to have a crush on her. Like, I think that's realistic.
Yeah, that's realistic. But for her to like reciprocate that, I'm like, whoa.
That's where
like I'm 22 right now. I'm not even as old as her, and I would still like a 15-year-old boy.
Ew.
What the hell? That's a child. That is a child. I don't care if this movie's set in the 70s. It's weird.
That wasn't still okay though in the 70s.
No, I don't think it was at all.
Even I'm just saying. Period.
So that's why I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I get it if you want to talk about like it's not the main part of the story. Obviously, the story is about the boy who like, he's trying to like I don't know. He's trying to do his little shit. I don't really know. I haven't watched it, but you could have done without it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it could have been without that.
And
like,
why is she 25?
Yeah, like, why not make her, if you want to make her older, fine. Make her like 17 or even 18 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 25, like, come on.
It's given, it's literally 10 years.
It's given jail time.
It's given prison. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't really want to watch that one. I was like, I don't find that cute. I don't find it cute. I don't find it wholesome. I don't find it, no.
Yeah, I didn't know the movie framed it like that. Like, I thought it was going to be
they framed
like,
it as like literally if you didn't know their age, you would have been like, oh, okay, this is a cute little like coming of age with a little romance sprinkled in, but they make it very clear that she's like 25 and he's 15.
Ooh. Okay.
So anyways, and then Drive My Car, I did want to watch because I heard that people had watched it and it was really good until I found out it's 3 hours long. If you think I'm going to sit through a 3 hour long drama movie, you must be tripping. I'm so sorry. This could be the best movie of all time. I'll never know because I could never sit through a movie that long.
3 hours, like, y'all.
Like, I could sit through a 3 hour action movie, obviously, because, you know, your heart's pumping, things are happening. But a drama, really? I'm sorry, but 200, like, not even 180 minutes.
Ooh,
of a drama.
Something could have been cut, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. I think we covered that category.
Yeah. And Nightmare Alley, I just haven't had a chance to watch it. That one, nobody thought it was going to get nominated, but yeah.
Bradley Cooper is in that one, too. This man, well, he's usually there.
I wanted to watch Nightmare Alley. I might still watch it, but
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get the chance to.
Yeah. Okay. So
which one do you think
Which one do I think is going to win? I don't.
I'll tell you. I think The Power of the Dog is gonna win.
It's gonna win,
even though I don't like it. I just think it's like, it's winning all the other awards at the other award shows, and it just seems like the favorite, the Academy favorite. I can't.
And it's not the one where Regina King is in it, is it?
No, Regina King is in one of these movies.
She's like in a Western movie with like Jamie Foxx. Like it just came out like recently.
Oh no, I don't think that.
Oh, this is with Kirsten Dunst. Yeah,
this one's Kirsten Dunst and.
Sorry, I don't have anything against her. I just saw the trailer of this and I was
no. I just think like because all the other movies are too like niche in my opinion.
To like win.
Yeah, like maybe Belfast, but I think Belfast is like a dark horse type of thing. Like
Interesting.
I don't think it would win. I don't think Drive My Car would win because I don't think they would give two non-English movies Best Picture.
Foreign movies.
Coda is a little too family wholesome for them.
Yeah.
Don't Look Up, I would be shocked because it's just not that good of a movie. Dune is like too dystopic. Like it's too
too.
You know what I mean? All the other ones seem very niche. Like The Power of the Dog is like a Western drama. Like that's like what the Academy thinks is like the pinnacle of cinema. So I think
I think you could be right.
Mm.
However, Oscar viewership has been going down. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think nominating Power of the Dog makes it go down again. Cause
like
out of all the Best Picture like things like that have won in period, like I'm talking like of all the things, this is probably the most like super under the radar that nobody cares about. I'm so sorry. Like
even though it's a Netflix movie, I feel like nobody was talking about it.
Like it's like, who is this? But this is a Netflix movie?
I was gonna say another reason why I think they'll give it to it is because it's a Netflix movie and they want to be like, oh my god, this is the first time a movie from
Power of the Dog is a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
What the heck? Boring. Okay.
Well, yeah. So I think they want to be like, oh my god, it's the first time.
Yeah. The fact that it's on Netflix makes it even more atrocious because I didn't even care. So
yeah,
I'm thinking, okay, you're probably right, but if they're trying to change it up, okay, like if they're trying to get people to watch the Oscars and like tune in, they go for. Why am I gonna name the 3 movies I watched? Either
I mean, it makes sense. Like
if they want people to watch, they're gonna go for Dune, King Richard, or West Side Story. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like if you want people to watch,
I agree.
If you want people to watch,
it's true.
I think
actually, if they want people to watch, they should do Don't Look Up just to cause all the controversy.
that would be the most
so funny.
Like if I was the marketing team, I'd be like, Don't Look Up is winning. But if I'm thinking like they're trying to be honorable but also like not boring, I actually low key think they would go with West Side Story to undo what they did to La La Land, technically, you know, the whites still get their thing. But no, I don't agree.
Like
either.
That many people think that West Side Story is the best movie that came out this year. Like people probably think it's good, but I don't think people would be like, yes, this is the best movie that came out. You know what I mean? So
I don't agree either, but I don't. It's hard because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't agree with any of these things.
That's true. I think like none of these really stand out to me as
like no one's like
the best movie. Not like a Parasite situation where everyone was like, if Parasite doesn't win, this is wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
But like not even that. But even with Parasite, like there was a lot of movies that other people would have understood still, I think, because wasn't it Jojo Rabbit that year too? And Joker was also up for it. Like there was a lot of movies that had clout, so like, that if the one that people thought should win didn't win,
like I get what you mean. Like if like Jojo Rabbit had won, people would have been like, okay, it sucks that Parasite didn't win even though it was the best one, but Jojo Rabbit was still good. But with this year, it's kind of like all of them are kind of like
okay.
Like, you know,
and
I feel like if Coda wins, I'm celebrating. I don't care what people say.
I actually now more than ever, I'm like, and this is wrong, but I'm like, if y'all want people to watch this, Don't Look Up. I'm telling you, because
I agree. I think it would be hilarious if
because nobody would care. Nobody bat an eye at the other stuff, but Don't Look Up
would cause
enough controversy for you to get that, but also not to be disgusting like Licorice Pizza or something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I agree. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think like none of these really stand out to me as like the one that is like the best. But I think if the Academy is gonna be just what the Academy is and it's just boring and predictable, I think The Power of the Dog is gonna win.
Lame. Anyways, Okay, moving on to funner categories, guys.
Acting. We'll go acting quickly because obviously there's a bunch of these acting nominations from movies that I didn't even know existed. Like Being the Ricardos. What is that? It's like a movie about the relationship between I Love Lucy stars Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz.
Oh, were they actually together?
Arnaz?
Or were they not?
Apparently.
They were together for real? Oh.
Apparently. This movie's about that. So, yeah, Javier Bardem, who I only know from playing... I always mix him up with the other guy. Never mind. I keep thinking he's the guy who plays Denny on Grey's Anatomy, but I mix him up with the other guy. Never mind.
Okay.
He's like... They're like twins. They look the same.
Oh, Nicole Kidman is there.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, who's also nominated for Best Actress.
Interesting. That sounds like kind of a cool movie, though. I'd be interested... Because they were a big deal back in the day, like the first interracial couple. Like, I feel like it could have... They should have done more promotion for that. That's all. Yeah, that's
true. Okay, so if it were up to me, so Benedict Cumberbatch is also nominated for The Power of the Dog. I feel like I don't think he's getting it. I don't think he's getting it, but like I said, I think the Academy is boring and predictable, and I think it's going to be like kind of between maybe Will Smith and Benedict Cumberbatch, or my personal favorite to win, Mr. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I think it's either Garfield or. I think it's Garfield. That's it. That's what I think.
It better be Garfield.
I think it's Garfield. I actually don't think Will Smith is a contender. I think he...
Really?
I liked him,
people are saying... Because this would be his first Oscar, right? If he does win it.
Oh, it would be?
So I think people think it might be Will Smith.
And what about Garfield? He's won some, right? He won one.
I think he was
for like something...
nominated?
He's been nominated for sure. But
Has he won? I don't know, actually.
Oh, no, maybe not. Because Emma definitely did. And there was like that
nominations. Oh, he was nominated for Hacksaw Ridge, but he didn't win.
Yeah, he didn't win. Okay,
so this could be his first Oscar.
Win.
Like I said, if it were up to me, I love. Like I liked Tick Tick Boom. Like it was a good movie. I loved Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom. I think.
But I've heard that rhetoric too. I actually think it's between Garfield and Cumberbatch. To me, that's what I think. I don't. Really
I think it might be like a 3-way thing between Benedict, Andrew, and Will.
True. Yeah.
So
I mean, like those are the guys who can have something.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Andrew Garfield should win that. But anyways, because Tick Tick Boom is an excellent movie. I think I'm kind of shocked it didn't get nominated for Best Picture. I would prefer Tick Tick Boom in the place of like Licorice Pizza or like one of those random ones. Like you know what I mean? I was shocked it didn't get. That's the only nomination it has is for Andrew Garfield. Which
interesting.
Weird. But yeah, it's a really good movie. And then there's also Denzel Washington for Macbeth. Yeah. You couldn't pay me to watch Macbeth. I'm sorry. I did that enough in high school.
I watched it. I watched the movie, the play, the book. It's too much.
Best Actress, the standout one that everyone thinks is going to win is, or possibly is Kristen Stewart for Spencer.
Really? Spencer. Yeah.
But I think I've been kind of keeping track of all the other award shows, like the ones that happened before the Oscars, like the BAFTAs and the SAGs and all that stuff. And Jessica Chastain has been winning like everything for her movie that I never heard of, The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yeah. No, I actually do know about that. Yeah.
I did watch Spencer though for this episode. It was weird. It was a very weird movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I liked her in it or not. I don't know. Like, I want to believe that she kind of like redeemed herself from Twilight and kind of like in the sense of like Robert Pattinson where the acting has gotten better, but I just couldn't help but see Bella when she was doing it. Like, it's very like, because the whole movie is basically like Princess Diana like literally going through shit. Like, she's like literally going through it. It's like happens over the span of like 2 days and she's literally just like freaking out the whole time, I guess. And like, I don't know. It was just a strange movie. Like, my mom loves like the royal stuff, and she was just there like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I'm surprised they would do that because like I feel like that's not the angle you want to do right now.
Like, I get it. Like, it was hype. Like it's about her and it's about like her struggle because I think she like struggled with like an eating disorder and like it's the whole movie is like when she decides to leave Charles or whatever. But like they also did it in a way where like she's like being haunted by the ghost of like something. This like lady, and she's like she's like struggling with her eating disorder over like the Christmas weekend and like stuff like that. But it was just a strange movie. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with her best act. Like, do I think she put a lot of effort? Yes, but was it executed well? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Jessica Chastain could get it because from the trailers that I've seen, I haven't watched The Eyes of Tammy Faye, but like the whole idea behind the story is it's like Tammy is married to like a mega pastor back in the day, like one of those ones where you know people paid and then they would do stuff, prayers and stuff like that. And he gets like involved in a scandal, and she just like deteriorates like mentally. Like she's like, it's fine. So I feel like that would be kind of interesting.
I think Jessica Chastain would probably win.
And I think from what I saw, like even just the trailer, she looked like she was acting. So I was like,
yeah. No, I think Jessica Chastain's a really good actress, so I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
If she won that.
Okay.
We already talked about Best Supporting Actress. Obviously, I think if Ariana DeBose doesn't win it, I think it's rigged.
Yeah, I think I did like, I'll just say, Anjanou Ellis. She was really good in King Richard. I just think that Ariana DeBose was more like of a breakout star in that. So,
because I know her from like, because I knew of her, I guess, because she used to be in the original. She was in the original cast, the Broadway cast for Hamilton.
Yeah, I heard about
but like that. as an ensemble, like not even like as a character, just like she was just like doing like she was just a dancer and like a swing or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's crazy that now she's like nominated for an Oscar. Like I think that's like so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's.
So I would be really excited if she won.
Best supporting actress. She should get it.
And then for supporting actor, I think this is the only thing that I think Coda should win for. Like actually could and should win for.
Yeah.
Troy Kotsur, I think.
Yeah, Troy Kotsur.
He was really, really good in the movie, and he's been winning some awards too in the lead up. So I think that he could win, and it would also be the first time like a deaf actor would win an Oscar. So I think that'd be like, the Oscars, they love their little like moment. Oh, this is the first time, you know what I mean? But he genuinely did do a really good job. He played like the dad, like the the main like girl or whatever. So I think that would be a really like deserved win.
Okay, do we want to go to we could do animated? Yeah, I was thinking
talk really animated. Before we talk about before we talk about the ones that we've seen, I just want to say I was really confused when I looked at these nominations because there's this movie called Flea that's nominated for Best Animated Feature, Best International Feature, and Best Documentary Feature. I was like, what? Like, that is how? Like, I was really confused as to how that could work. But it turns out it's like an animated, semi-biographical documentary in Danish. Wow. So that's why it's like nominated for all of those.
Okay.
But I've never heard of a movie be nominated for Best Documentary and Best Animated at the same time.
I mean, go off, sis, if you could do that. So.
Yeah. So I was actually going to watch that one too. That was also going to be on my list just because I was so curious, but I didn't get around to it. But it's about like a refugee story. So.
Okay, interesting. No, I haven't seen Flea, and I have not seen The Mitchells versus the Machines.
I haven't seen that one either. Even though I did hear it was really good though.
Yeah, I saw the like in passing. Maybe my sister saw it, but whatever. Yeah. I've seen the other ones: Encanto, Luca, and Raya and the Last Dragon.
I didn't watch Raya and the Last Dragon.
It was okay. It's sorry to me. I'm not like a big I would compare it to Moana, but like worse. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Because I thought Moana was good. That's what I'll say. Like Moana was fun. I think Moana was missing a little sizzle for me. Yeah. And Raya and the Last Dragon is even less sizzle than Moana to me. Sense. So I would say no. Mm-hmm. I think Encanto is gonna win.
Me too. Even though I think you've already heard our episode on Encanto. You know our thoughts.
I actually think I would actually vote for Luca. I don't know. Some people might think that's weird.
I think people kind of forgot. Like people were talking a lot about Luca when it came out, but it hasn't been talked about lately. I guess since Encanto came out. But I do think Luca is more of like an Oscar-worthy movie.
Me too. I thought it was like well done. Mm-hmm. Like it took a turn that I didn't expect. Like I didn't think him going to school was gonna be that. Like I didn't really think, I don't know, I guess I didn't see that direction, and it did that, and I was like, this is actually really good. So I thought I think Luca is well done, well concise, and it's a simple story, but I think it does it I feel like it does the simple story better than like Encanto did to me because like it did the emotional payoff, properly without like kind of being a little ridiculous, which I think Encanto kind of did. As in like you have all the emotions there and then you kind of like drop it because you're like, well, generations of trauma, but let's just sing about it, and then they move on. So Luca is what I think should win, but I think Encanto is gonna win.
I totally agree. I think Mitchell's versus Machines could be like a wild card because I did hear really good things. Like people, like critics, loved that movie.
Interesting. So, like, I would only worry about its popularity. I think animated is one of the things where popularity kind of
definitely. But it has, like I said, it has a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. So
yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So, and like I said, that could be a wild card, but I still think Encanto is gonna.
And it's a Sony picture. Okay, go Sony. They've been doing that for a minute. Yeah. So,
I think other than that, there's not too many.
Much.
I know people were mad that We Don't Talk About Bruno wasn't submitted for
original song.
But I know, like, I get the reasoning. Like, they were trying to pick the song that represents the movie best, and they picked.
I think this is my bias ticking, but I think Be Alive should win. I know many people have probably not listened to it, but that song was so, like, the way they used it. Yes, ma'am. The way they used it at the end of the movie, like they did it at the same, like in sync with the hitting the ball during like the beats. Oh gosh, cool. That was cool, and I feel like. It was so good. It was so good.
I think Dos Orejitas is probably going to win because they want Lin-Manuel Miranda to get his EGOT. I don't know if he has an Emmy though yet, but they want him to be closer to getting his EGOT.
Maybe, but you know what's silly? Oh my goodness. I'm going to forget her name. I'm so sorry. She's amazing. She played like Harriet in the movie Harriet.
Oh, Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo. Amazing. She was literally one away from her EGOT, and they were like, and they had her sing at the Oscars.
Yeah,
but they were like,
I remember that. They were like, nah.
So I'm side-eyeing you because I'm sorry,
but also like, you know how they treat women, especially women of color, especially Black women.
Yeah.
So
it's annoying. So you want us to sing at the award, but you don't want to. Okay. Yeah, I see it.
So unless he has won Emmys. So if he does win an Oscar, it'll be his EGOT.
It will be.
He's won 3 Tony Awards, 3 Grammys, and 2 Emmys.
But I don't think he needs this one because I think he'll get the other one for animation, no?
What other one for
animation? I guess it's not him. Oh,
no, it's not him. He just wrote the music, so that's why
he just wrote the music. Oh, you're right.
That's why I think they're going to give it to him so it could be his big EGOT moment, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Anyways. Whatever. Do we got anything else? That
I mean, best visual effects I find was a very interesting category. It's literally like Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, Free Guy, James Bond, and Dune. But I think Dune's
gonna win. Yeah.
People were kind of like
Shang-Chi. Really? Yeah. Sorry.
I remember like people were talking before. Like I remember they were saying like, "Oh my God, what if Spider-Man No Way Home gets nominated for Best Picture?"
Y'all are kidding. Have you never watched an Oscar in your life? Have you never watched one? That would have been wild. I would be honestly though. I honestly, that's a little rude when Don't Look Up is there. I'm sorry. Based off like what you're saying about it.
That's true.
That's a little rude. Like, let's be real. Spider-Man revived movie theaters. So
no, I think Don't Look Up would have made more. I'm sorry. I think Spider-Man would have made more sense than Don't Look Up. But,
yeah.
So. I know. Like honestly. This is the only nomination I think that Free Guy has, or maybe it has one of those really like random ones. But Free Guy is actually a really good movie.
You found it? Okay, interesting.
Did you like it? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay, it's really good. Like it was actually really funny and like really interesting storyline.
Really, I did not. It was giving me, and I know you don't like that movie. It's giving me Lego Movie.
No, it was giving me that too. No, you know what it was giving me? You know that movie with Adam Sandler, Pixels.
Oh,
have you heard of that movie?
That's so okay. My brain is not remembering, but yes, like it's really
like one of those really dumb movies that is like a, and like a action type. That's what I thought it was gonna be like.
Interesting,
but it was actually really good.
Okay,
so I think if you like, I think Free Guy's on Disney Plus or Netflix or both.
Yeah, it is somewhere.
If you're looking for something fun to watch, definitely that one's really
interesting.
Good. It's really interesting. Taika Waititi's in it too.
Oh yes, really funny. I do like him. Obviously.
So yeah, that one I was kind of surprised it didn't get nominated. For things, I guess. Actually, no, I was more surprised that it did get nominated for things.
Interesting.
I thought it was just like a throwaway thing.
What about costume? I know this is random.
I see like Cruella, I think Cruella or West Side Story.
Yeah, I think those two. I don't think Dune will get it because it's too brown.
What?
Like just the costumes are brown and gray and like
sorry. I was actually kind of surprised because there's this movie like that also got nominated for best costume called Cyrano, where it's like a musical retelling.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cyrano de Bergerac, and I wanted to watch that too because I really like Peter Dinklage and I like him too, and I thought it would be kind of. I heard the first half of the movie is really good, and the second half of the movie kind of falls off, but I'm still kind of curious to see how that one is.
Yeah, same. But
I'm kind of surprised. Actually, what was a big snub apparently, like a big walkout or whatever, was House of Gucci. Like everyone thought that House of Gucci was gonna be nominated for like a bunch of things. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Lady Gaga is getting her Oscar, like Best Actress," and then she didn't. Even though I've heard that movie was also like not good. So I heard that too. Funny.
That's funny, girl. She's been to the Oscars before, no? With
Bradley.
Yeah. The Star thing. A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm surprised Coming to America got a nomination for best
makeup
and hairstyling.
Okay, well, I guess.
I guess.
House of Gucci got nominated for that too, though.
Yeah, I think that's the only nomination they have.
Ooh.
So.
I
think it's just because Jared Leto is wearing like a fat suit. I think that's the only reason.
Oh my goodness. Not bad.
I know.
Best production design, Dune probably. I think Dune's gonna win the most awards.
I think Dune's gonna win a lot of the technical, technical stuff.
Like collectively, it'll catch a lot of stuff, but not
definitely. Yeah. I think it has one of the most nominations, so I think it's gonna win all the like editing, sound, like those random ones.
Yeah, all that stuff, which is good. Good for you. Good for those people. I like that.
Good for Dune. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That I know of. Guys. I'm kind of interested. I'm definitely gonna watch the ceremony, so
we'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
What it says to us.
Do I think?
I mean, Monica,
I think they're gonna be their same boring, predictable selves.
Oh yes, I predict, and I don't think this is much of a prediction. I think more people are gonna be rewatching Bridgerton than watching the Oscars.
Yeah. Because I think like the viewership's always gonna go down because they always nominate. Like I want one award show where, like one Oscars year where they actually nominate movies that like everyone has watched.
I want it to be like People's Choice, but like from movies.
But like there's always gonna be those random movies that no one's ever heard of, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, like I honestly wish they like had some mixture of like more interaction with people. Like they like give out a list of the nominated ones kind of thing, and then people can somehow influence it just a little bit. Like I don't know what system I'm talking about because I don't want it to be just like the most popular. I get that would be kind of boring too because everybody would probably know. But I don't know. They need something to spruce it up.
Should be illegal though that they still do. They have movies that are they get nominated for Oscars when they haven't even had like a theatrical release yet. Like they've only been shown at like festivals or like at critic screenings and stuff like that. I think that should be not allowed. Like that, like it's happened so many times where like the nominations will come out and I'll look up the movie and it hasn't even had a release yet. Yeah, and I was like, weird. What? Like, how is that allowed? You know? Like,
yeah, like it's like, I'm sorry, you should have got your
picture when no one has seen it.
Back like in time, yeah.
Like I think that's like so like pretentious to be like, oh, well, only the critics. Like all we care about is that the critics see it, and then after that, who gives a shit? Like I think that's so like, no.
Also, how you get into this Oscar stuff, this Oscar business? Not that I want to be there because I don't want to watch these boring movies. I'm so sorry, but I'm wondering. But anyways, thanks guys.
Yeah, those are our thoughts. If you tune into this year's Oscars, you'll have a little bit of an idea of what's the lowdown since we watched the movie, so you don't have to.
Or you can like listen to this episode like right before they announce it, so then you could be like, Anna and Monica were right or not right.
Or that'd maybe after you've already watched the Oscars and you'll be like, wow, they were so wrong.
Yeah, like these stupid girls don't know what they're talking about. Which is
they don't know film.
Which we already said, so joke's on you.
There you go.
Got him.
So yeah, hopefully I can't talk anymore. Hopefully you guys like this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share.
For sure.
5-star rating. Yes. Whatever you can do on your platform that you're listening to us on.
All that jazz.
Follow us on Instagram at FlickChicksPod. For your weekly episode updates. Whenever we post an episode, that's what you'll find out. And yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.